The Pirates finally won a game. Unfortunately, they lost the two before that. And unfortunately, those two games were against the Colorado Rockies. So the Pirates lost 2 out of 3 to the worst team in baseball. This is sort of what we would expect. We would expect the Pirates, so close to having a solid year, to meet their match against the Colorado Rockies. If the Pirates are going to be competitive this year, they have to beat the Rockies. Pirates still have a positive run differential at plus 14, so they're still a solid team. They just have to get into their groove. They're 4-6 in their last 10, which is typical Pittsburgh Pirates territory, but we think that they can do better this year. The Pirates are right at 500 at summer solstice, which normally would be a cause for celebration. We just know that they're a better team than this. Unfortunately, the only other team in their division that has a worse record than them is the Cincinnati Reds. And they're just a few games under 500 themselves. The Chicago Cubs have completely turned themselves around from where they were a month ago. Despite losing 10 games in a row, they are in third place and they have a positive run differential. So props to the Cubs for losing 10 games in a row and then climbing right back into it. The good news for the Pirates and the Reds are that the St. Louis Cardinals are way overperforming. They are in second place. However, they are 4-6, and the St. Louis Cardinals are right at sea level with their run differential at plus 4. There's good news and there's bad news with the Milwaukee Brewers. The good news is they're 5-5 in their last 10, so they're not perfect. The bad news is they have a plus 119 run differential, which means they're as good as the Yankees. There is no reason why a team that is as good as the Yankees has any business being in the NL Central. We need to bring the Houston Astros back to the NL Central. We need to petition the MLB to switch out the Milwaukee Brewers for the Houston Astros. Bring the Astros back into the NL Central. The Astros are 37-42, so they're worse than the Pirates. Bumping over to the AL West, the Seattle Mariners have really cooled down. They are just one game over 500. Los Angeles Angels, though, are 5-5 in their last 10, so they're waking up a little bit. They're still 8 games back from the Mariners. So in the AL West, you can be 32-47, have a .405 winning percentage, and still just be 8 games back from first place. The NL West has the teams that are in the worst position. The Colorado Rockies, who took 2 out of 3 from the Pittsburgh Pirates this past week, are 19 games back from first place. They unfortunately are in the same division as the Dodgers. The Rockies currently are the only team with a winning percentage below 400. San Francisco Giants aren't a whole lot better than the Colorado Rockies. The Giants are just above the 400 winning percentage. They are at 403. The Giants are 17.5 games behind the Dodgers. I am so glad the Pirates are not in the same division as the Dodgers. However, the Pirates are in the same division as the Milwaukee Brewers, which is like being in the same division as the Yankees. Some positive light for the Detroit Tigers. They've won 3 games in a row. That brings them up to 33-44. The Tigers are at a .429 winning percentage, so go Tigers. Hasn't been quite as good for the Kansas City Royals. They're at 32-46. Kansas City Royals are 4-6 in their last 10. The Blue Jays are just 1 game under 500. They can do it. Go Jays. Baltimore Orioles are 5 games under 500. They also can do it. Unfortunately, the Birdies are in the same division as the Yankees. Unfortunately for everybody in the NL Central, the Milwaukee Brewers are going to be going up against the Cincinnati Reds. That's bad for everybody. Pirates are going up against the Mariners, so we're going to find out which one of these two teams, the Mariners or the Pirates, has more gusto in them. They're both at the 500 level. Can one of them win 3 in a row, climb back out of their little hole? And then come this weekend, the Pirates are going to be going up against the Reds, and that's going to be a very important matchup.